What's up, guys? In this video we're going to be looking at a couple of multiple choice questions in 9th grade biology, disease and well-being, health and well-being. So let's get started. Which one of the following is not a viral disease? Dengue fever, AIDS, typhoid, or influenza? So in infectious diseases, there are 4 categories of microorganisms or microbial agents that cause infectious diseases. They're viruses, bacteria, protozoan, fungi, and of course, worms. So typically we don't talk about worms, we just talk about the previous 4. So virus, bacteria, fungi, and protozoan. So let's get started with this test. Which one of the following is not a viral disease? So dengue is actually a virus. AIDS is also a virus. And influenza is a virus. So our right answer would be typhoid. Typhoid isn't a virus. It's actually caused by bacteria. It's a bacterial disease. So this would be the right answer. Next question. Which one of the following is not a bacterial disease? So cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax, or influenza. Influenza is a viral disease. So obviously influenza would be the right answer. So I've created this reference sheet for you guys to really understand. You can see right here. So here are some diseases caused by the virus: common cold, AIDS, influenza, and dengue fever. Here are the diseases caused by bacteria: typhoid fever, cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax. And here are the diseases caused by fungi: common skin infections, and the diseases caused by protozoans: malaria and Kala-Azar. And a few more examples: bacterial acne is caused by Staphylococcus. Kala-Azar is caused by Leishmania protozoan, and sleeping sickness is also caused by Trypanosoma protozoa. So feel free to take a screenshot of this and reference this if you're having trouble with answering any of these questions and you want to try it out on your own. Let's move on to the next few questions. Which one of the following diseases is not transmitted by a mosquito? So malaria, typhoid, dengue, or brain fever? The correct answer would be typhoid. So, as you all know, a mosquito would be an animal vector, and they cause zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases are diseases that are spread through animals. And brain fever, malaria, and dengue are all spread by a vector known as the mosquito. Next question. Which one of the following diseases is not caused by bacteria? Similar to one of these questions. Which one of the following is not a bacterial disease? Typhoid, anthrax, tuberculosis, malaria. Malaria is actually caused by a protozoan. If you look at our reference sheet, I hope you took a screenshot of that. So this would be the right answer. Next up, which one of the following diseases is caused by protozoans? Well, as I mentioned in the earlier question, malaria is caused by a protozoan. So this should be the right answer. Next, which one of the following has a long-term effect on the health of an individual? Common cold, chickenpox, chewing tobacco, and stress. In terms of time period, we have 2 types of diseases: acute and chronic. Acute diseases only last for a short period of time, 1-2 days, a week tops, whereas chronic disease can last for months or even years, and overall they have a major effect on our lives. So common cold, it's definitely a acute disease, so it won't have any long-term effect, 1 to 2 days. Chickenpox, also an acute disease, a week tops. Chewing tobacco and stress. Now this might be a bit confusing because stress could also lead to depression and other chronic diseases. But the thing is, depending on your mindset, you can overcome stress very easily. So stress would not be the right answer. Chewing tobacco, on the other hand, could cause several problems related to the lungs, the respiratory system, and can cause several viruses and even diseases. So that would be the right answer, C, chewing tobacco. Next, which of the following can make you ill if you come in contact with an infected person? So, in terms of the spread, we have 2 types of diseases: communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. And communicable diseases spread throughout the community, hence the reason why they're called communicable. And non-communicable diseases only affect the individual sufferer. So high blood pressure can't spread, genetic abnormalities don't spread, sneezing, that could spread, and blood cancer, no, because blood cancer is a congenital disease caused by genetic abnormalities, So the correct answer would be sneezing. It could cause an airborne disease. So yeah. Moving on. Making antiviral drugs is more difficult than making antibacterial medicines because A. Viruses make use of host machinery. B. Viruses are on the borderline of non-living and non-living. C. Viruses have very few biochemical mechanisms of their own. And D. Viruses have a protein code. So we have to first understand what are antibacterial medicines and how they work. Ideally, bacteria has a property when it enters the human body. It tends to create a cell wall that gives it extra defense and allows it to thrive in the body. So, antibiotics such as penicillin prevent this bacteria from creating a cell wall, and that would in turn kill the microbe, or in this case the bacteria. So that's how an antibacterial antidote works. But antiviral drugs, on the other hand, viruses have very few biochemical mechanisms of their own, and they usually rely on our own mechanism to strive, which is why fighting viruses is so complicated. So the answer would be C. Viruses have very few biochemical mechanisms of their own. Which of the following causes Kala-Azar? If we look at our reference sheet, we know that it's protozoan leishmania. At this point, you guys kind of have to memorize this. So I'll show you guys the reference sheet again in the end. So if you live in an overcrowded and poorly ventilated house, it's possible that you may suffer from which of the following diseases? Cancer, AIDS, airborne diseases, or cholera. The answer would obviously be airborne diseases. One of the main causes of airborne diseases is living conditions, overcrowding, poorly ventilated house. It's uncomfortable and a lot of people are in the same room sneezing, coughing, etc. And the particles could just travel from one person to the other very easily since there's so many people in one area. Number 12. I skipped 11, hope you don't mind. Which disease is not transmitted by mosquitoes? Dengue, malaria, brain fever, or encephalitis, pneumonia? Obviously, the answer is pneumonia. There's only a few diseases that mosquitoes, which is a vector, can actually spread. Dengue is definitely one of them. Malaria, brain fever or encephalitis, chikungunya, etc. Pneumonia is certainly not one of them. It's a respiratory disease. Which of the following is not important for individual health? A main part that a lot of people lose points in these multiple choice questions is not reading whether it's not important or important. So be sure to read the question properly. Take your time. It's not the end of the world if you finish the test last. Alright? So, not important for individual health. Let's look at this. Living in a clean space, definitely important. Good economic condition, social equality and harmony, and living in a large and well-furnished house. You might have already figured it out, but let me just give you an explanation that proves why the other three options are important. Living in a clean space is definitely important for individual health. There are a few factors that affect our individual health, and they include our physical environment, our social environment, equal economic opportunities, and social equality and harmony. So living in a clean space. Our physical environment is determined by the facilities and resources that we have, and ideally the physical environment is the place where we live, work, run, play, jump, etc. It's where we live, basically. Public cleanliness and hygiene is especially important in living in our physical environment. Next, good economic conditions. In order to maintain good health, we have to consume well-nourished, balanced diet of food, plenty of vitamins, vegetables, fruits. But how can we get that food? The sources, we have to buy the food with money. And a primary reason of why a lot of people are dying due to malnutrition or stunting is because they don't have the money to buy nutritious food for their children or even themselves. So, good economic condition, providing equal economic opportunities in terms of employment to everyone is important for individual health and improving the health of a nation or state or city or whatever. Next, social equality and harmony. So, happiness plays an important role in our individual health. Doesn't matter if you have all the resources, all the food, and a ginormous house, if you're not happy with what you have. It could cause depression and all sorts of things. So happiness is achieved through social equality and harmony. So yes, definitely a reason. And last, living in a large and well-furnished house. Obviously, as long as we're in a condition where it's not overcrowded, it really doesn't matter where we live. As long as you maintain general hygiene, you're fine. So this would be the right answer. Living in a large and well-furnished house is not important for individual health. Choose the wrong statement. Wrong statement. High blood pressure is caused by excessive weight and lack of exercise. Cancers can be caused by genetic abnormalities. Peptic ulcers are caused by eating acidic food. Acne is not caused by Staphylococcus. First of all, high blood pressure is definitely caused by excessive weight and lack of exercise. So this is correct. Cancers are caused by genetic abnormalities, hereditary issues, and cancer is actually a congenital disease. So that's also right. Peptic ulcers are caused by eating acidic food. This is also correct. And last but not least, acne is not caused by Staphylococcus. Acne is caused by the bacteria Staphylococcus. There's actually two types of acne. There's bacterial acne and fungi acne. So bacterial acne is caused by a bacteria known as Staphylococcus. Next question. We should not allow mosquitoes to breed in our surroundings because they A. multiply very fast and cause pollutions, are vectors for many diseases, bite and cause diseases, are not important insects. Well, this completely goes against it, so you can rule that out immediately. Next, bite and cause skin diseases. No, fungi causes skin diseases, So we can rule this out too. Multiply very fast and cause pollution. Okay, who wrote the answers for this question? I think with elimination, we can easily eliminate all three of these, and B would be the answer. But yes, also keep in mind that mosquitoes are definitely vectors for many diseases. So, you're aware of polio eradication program in your city. Children are vaccinated because vaccination kills the polio-causing microorganisms, prevents the entry of polio-causing organism, it creates immunity in the body, or all of the above. What exactly is the purpose of a vaccine? A vaccine creates immunity in the body to a certain disease. So ideally, if we face a disease, so in the current stage, if we face COVID-19 once, then we're less likely to get it the next time because our body has developed antigens. So getting COVID-19 the second time is very less likely. So ideally, the vaccine and the body's resistant against diseases is known as immunity. So these vaccines, they're kind of fooling the immune system by we're kind of injecting a disease, and then once the body is aware of this disease and it knows how to fight it, then we will never have to suffer from that disease again. During the smallpox outbreak about 100 years ago, there was a major epidemics were common everywhere, but the major group of people that never got the virus, smallpox virus, is because they already contracted the virus several times and were able to fight the disease. So their body was able to develop the right antigens, and this is how the ideology of vaccination came about. So yeah, interesting facts right there. The correct answer is it creates immunity in the body. So next answer. Viruses which cause hepatitis are transmitted through hepatitis. Personal contact, food, water, and air. The answer would be personal contact. Finally, vectors can be defined as animals carrying the infecting agents from a sick person to another healthy person, microorganisms which cause many diseases, infected person, diseased plants. Rule this out immediately. Diseased plants, infected person, no. Microorganisms, no. The answer is animals carrying the infected agents from a sick person to a healthy person. So there we go. We've finished all the questions, all 18 questions. We finished the test. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more multiple choice question tests, comment down below. If you want me to cover any specific topics, or have any questions, or want to display any concern, also comment down below. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers as soon as possible. like this video, and share it to all your friends that might think this is useful. Till then, this is Nischal from Nischal Tube, signing off. Peace.